Welcome to Dobby's Repairs. I'm Dobby the Fixing Elf, and today we have a new car making its debut on the channel. It's Mercedes-Benz C-Class. It's a W203 model with a 1.8 petrol engine, and we're going to see how to change the oil in it to keep it running smoothly and happy. So grab your tools and let's get fixing. So I like to start all my oil change jobs by opening the filler cap here and pulling a dipstick. This one hasn't got a dipstick, it's all electronics, so I can't do that by opening the filler cap. This will just help the oil drain out a bit easier when we crack the nut open in a minute. Now we're underneath and we're going to remove this bottom cover. There's quite a few 8mm bolt holders in. I believe there's 8 of them in total. And yeah, I'll just quickly whip this out. As you can see, I've already got it up in the air. Just remove these 8mm. You can't really see much here, but there you are, that's where they were. And let's quickly whip these out with my electric ratchet. If you haven't got an electric ratchet, you can use a hand ratchet, it's fine. Like I said, there's 8 or 10 in total. Might be 10. I know it's a lot. We just whip all these 8mm. Get them off nice and easily. There we go. We need to get this first cover off. You need to remove the front one first so you can remove the back one, because that's where the sump plug is hiding. So you'll get these last few out. Again, these electric ratchets do make this very easy. Again, you can do this with a hand ratchet. Even a screwdriver with a socket attachment on it. Yeah, once we get it out, last one to come out now. There we go. And you can just see the sump bolt there, sump plug. So we'll put a drain pan down here, and we'll crack this sump plug open. You can see it highlighted here with my little arrow. And yeah, it's a 30mm. So it's quite simple really to open. Just crack it loose. Make sure you're going the right way, that does help. And now we're going to break it loose. There we are. I'll try and run out with my fingers first. I did notice that there was missing the cross washer when I cracked it open, but it's still a bit tight, so we can grab the ratchet back and just buzz it out a bit. Just a few turns. You don't want to take it all the way out, just want to get out to a certain point and then you can take it out by hand or use a tool if you've got one of them oil drain remove tools. I do have one, I didn't bring it for this job. Yeah, I'm going to angle the drain pan slightly, just so it catches the oil as it comes out, because it does come out fairly rapidly. I've also got the car on a slight angle, so the driver's side is slightly higher than the passenger side, just to help it drain out a bit quicker. And there we are, here comes the oil into the drain pan, no mess. Like I said, it was missing the cross washer, so we'll just speed things up while this drains out. And yeah, we get this oil out, it looks quite black. I don't think it's had an oil change for quite a while. At least from what the owner told me. They haven't changed it in the time they've had it. And obviously regular maintenance keeps your vehicle running smoothly, which is always good. And prevention is better than cure, as they say. We just keep letting this drain out until we get to a nice little trickle. And then we'll start removing the oil filter, which is up the top. I'll show you in a minute. The cat just made a slight cameo there, as you can see. Very noisy, that cat. And yeah, let it drip out a bit more. And then we'll move up top and remove the oil filter. So now we're back up the top. The oil filter is just at the back of the engine, near the firewall. So just got a 27mm socket here. And we're just going to break it loose once we go the right way. Remember, going the right direction definitely helps us. I'm going to break it loose like that. It comes out fairly easily. It should be overly tight though, it should only be torqued down to 25 Newton meters, which isn't very tight at all. And we'll just run it out nice and easily. Again, as you see, I'm using a hand ratchet here just to make it a bit simpler and easier. And now we're going to get a bit of paper towel ready for when we pull out the oil filter. This just helps you stop making any mess when you pull it out. So just pull it out and slap it on the paper towel, and that should hopefully catch most of the oil, so you don't have to do too much cleanup. And now we're underneath, we're going to remove the old oil filter. Put it to one side. We'll usually use a piece of scrap paper. This comes from an Amazon package. It's pretty good. Now I'm going to use a pick just to remove the old O-rings. There's 3 in total. And they should come with your oil filter. If they don't, I recommend getting some. Always change them when you do your oil change. It just makes sense. And yeah, just pop these other 3 off. This middle one is the toughest of the 3, I'd say. Gave me a right little fight, as you can see. Once you get it out, second, there we are, and that's off now. You see, just use the pick technique like I did there. And yeah, this last top one off, which comes off fairly easy compared to that middle one. And here's our new O-rings that come with the kit. There's 3 in total. I always like to put the first one on first and just use a bit of the excess oil to lubricate it up. And we'll just get it down on the bottom there. It's not quite seated properly, but I'll move that in just a moment. But yeah, I sped things up as well so you haven't got to watch the full process. I'll get it seated down to a certain point and then I'll put the other 2 on and then come back and fix this one. So, nearly put the wrong O-ring on. So here's the middle one going on now. And there we go. And that goes on nice and easily. As does the top one, just pops over nice and simply. As you can see, I'm not happy with the location of this bottom one. So I'm just going to quickly use my pick and just get into the right groove. You can see the little groove at the bottom of the O-ring there. At the bottom of the filter housing there. And now we're going to pop our new oil filter on. We'll head back to the car and pop it on. So here we go, back to the car now. And we can move that pipe out of the way and just tighten it down. Start by hand, always start all your threads by hand so you don't cross thread. Last thing you want to do is cross thread an oil filter and have to replace the whole housing. It's a right nightmare. And yeah, just tighten it down until you're happy with it, it's nice and snug. And now we can get a torque wrench set to 25 Newton meters and torque it down all the way. And there we go, that's all torqued down. Now we can go back underneath the car and put the drain plug back in. So here comes the sump plug with a new cross washer, as you can see. Nice bright copper there. I'm going to start it by hand, as I said, always start it by hand. And again, this is a 13mm, so run it down. Get it started by hand, as far as in as you can get it. It doesn't take much really to do this. And then I'm going to grab the ratchet in. And you buzz it down once you go the right direction. And these like I said, these electric ratchets are lifesavers. They're such time-saving little devices. There will be a link in the description to this ratchet I'm using. Yeah, to give it a quick wipe. So there's no excess oil anymore. We'll check for leaks later on. And now we're going to use the torque wrench again, set to 30 Newton meters, to tighten this down. As you can see, we do get a bit of movement. And there, it's nice and torqued down now. We'll move back up and top it up with some oil. So now we're back up, I've got a funnel in there and we're going to put in 5 litres of oil straight away. It takes 5.5 is the spec. So like I said, we'll fill this in and we'll check the oil and then we'll come back. So once that's all in, we'll put the cap back on quickly. Go back into the car because this is how you check the oil. Just go for the menus and it will check the measure the engine oil for us. I've topped in a bit extra, so I did about 5.5 litres of oil in total in here. And the engine oil is okay, so it's perfect. And we'll pop this plastic cover back on, and that's how you change the oil on this Mercedes C-Class. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or entertaining, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps both the channel and me out. If you're new here, consider subscribing. I post 2 videos a week, so by subscribing, you'll never miss a thing. Got any questions or suggestions? Drop a comment down below, and I'll do my best to reply to everyone. Here at Dobby Repairs, we're all about helping you learn how to work on your vehicle safely and showing you don't need to spend a fortune on tools to get the job done. Want to support the channel further? Become a member, starting at just 99p. Members get perks like early access to videos and more exclusive content. Keep fixing, and I'll see you in the next one.